You notice she said, welcome back. I was here 3 years ago, and the presenters were fantastic. I wasn't the recipient, though several of you did send checks or donations, and it was great. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about the Fort Stevens Veterans of Foreign Wars Post, 10580. They were chartered October 4th, 1981. There were 43 signatures on the original charter. They were World War II and Korea war vets. You know how our fishermen gather at the local restaurant in the morning and they all talk? This group was together and did the same thing, and somebody said, we should just form a group where we can just have meetings, and so they did. And we have 2 charter members left alive, Leroy Dunn and Mel Jasmine. Mel is in his 90s, and I don't think Leroy's too far behind. So a year later, the VFW, I don't know why I'm so nervous, I talk all the time. And I talk to a lot of you all the time. The VFW Auxiliary was formed a year later to assist the Post in doing things. So I like to compare the Post and the Auxiliary to, we have a happy marriage. We do everything together as a group on the Post side and the Auxiliary side. I know a lot of you probably have seen us out in the community or have had Thanksgiving dinner with us, because we provide a free Thanksgiving dinner in the county and we deliver. And we're at the concession stand for baseball and softball. That's where my husband is, who should be standing here. But he is barbecuing, so you get me. So we didn't have a home. When they created their Post, they met in churches. And then the church remodeled and they had to find a new church. And then that church did something and they moved and they moved and they moved. Currently, we are doing our meetings at the Masonic Hall, Gateway Masonic Hall down by the city park. So here's a few details about Clatsop County. There are over 3,500 veterans living here in Clatsop County. And this is based on data from 2019 to 2023. That's approximately 11.2% of our population are veterans. A lot of our veterans are younger veterans, Afghan, Desert Storm, those conflicts. We still have several Vietnam veterans. We just, on March 29th, celebrated a welcome home for our Vietnam veterans, provided them a free dinner, and we had 12 Vietnam veterans come and their family. So anyway, about 3 years ago, we were talking about needing a home, and the Hammond Library had moved out of the old Hammond City Hall. It was a barracks during World War II at Fort Stevens, and the city didn't know what they were going to do with it. So I wrote a letter and said, hey, how about you give it to the VFW? And they did. However, and it was very exciting, we got it, but then we found out there was a dual deed. So we didn't really want the land, we just wanted the building. Well, the land is valued at way more than the building, so it had to go before the voters. So it took the city a while to get it on the ballot. I'm happy to say that it passed with a double majority. So that means everybody but 209 people in Warrenton voted for it, and I want to know who they are. The mayor told me no. I just want to know who doesn't support our veterans. So we now have a building that needs some facelifting. I'm in the process of writing some grants, but funding, okay, thank you. There's a big two, so that means speed it up. Funding is necessary. We need to reinforce the foundation underneath. We need to put in new windows. We need to make some offices in the building. It's like a trust building, so it'll be easy to do. We are totally nonprofit. Nobody gets paid that works for the Veterans of Foreign Wars at Fort Stevens. We are all volunteers, and the majority of the work will be done by all volunteers. So we need help with the funding. Veterans need a safe place to go. Veterans don't always like to talk to anybody else except for somebody that has the same similar experiences. They need a safe place. They need a place to go where they know they can get answers as to what resources we have in the county and in the state to help them. It's a need that needs to be met. We do the best that we can, but we really don't have any place that we can say, here's our location, come down and see us. Our goal is to have it open 7 days a week by volunteers again, but having somebody there. And I will tell you this, because I get asked this a lot when I was at the town hall. No bar, no canteen, that's not what we're there for. So, but I would appreciate any funding. I would appreciate being the recipient. I'm done. Oh, I do have cards. Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any specific funding or programming for homeless veterans?
We do have resources that we can hook them with at the county level and at the state level. I tried to get statistics on the number of homeless, and what I found out were, let's see, I can't tell you the number of veterans, but in Clatsop County, we have the highest rate of homelessness per 1,000 residents in Oregon. So that in itself speaks to the issues that we have. I just couldn't find firm numbers. Yes?
How many veterans would you say you serve in a year or come by?
Well, they really don't have any place to come by. That's why we're trying to. But I can tell you, I know. I can tell you that my husband is the quartermaster, and he was the past commander, and he receives phone calls 2 or 3 times a week asking for a veteran that's here that has stranded and their car won't work, or a veteran that is here and needs to get somewhere else. Can we help with a bus ticket? Or can we help with a food box from the food banks? That type of stuff. Okay, one more question or 1 more minute or?
How many Korean War veterans do you have there?
Leroy? To the best of my knowledge, yes, Leroy. Cece? See a face I knew.
How much money do you need to make the building usable?
I really can't. We have estimates coming in, so I can't honestly answer that. I mean, we will do, with the grants, we're hoping to have in-kind donations to make that equal. I don't know. I have to stop.